Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is BestInSlot and we are back with the Stomping blog. It has been another week since the blog, and it has been another week since any form of Stomping Land episode, because yet again the game has not updated. I don't really know what's going on. We've gone from weekly updates to, let's say, the update next Friday. It's usually Fridays at the update. It will have been a whole month since the last update, which is, I don't know how I've got so much stuff already, but I do. It's getting a little silly, I've got to be honest. Now, I understand that it's in early access and they've got to do stuff and make new pretty things for us all to enjoy, and I'm hoping for a big update when the update hits, you know, something with real meat to it, dinosaur meat to it. But a little bit more communication would be appreciated. I think we've had like one forum post saying it's being worked on, and then after that everything's just getting banned and shut and closed. It's a little silly at this point in time. Well, whatever, we're going to push on and we're going to do the Stomping blog with my character, who has been going for like a long time, just across many weeks, and not really in one long period of time. That's why my expertise is still only 131, which is enough for Styracosaurus. So the first thing I want to show you guys is, I'm going to flash them up now, hopefully. I mean, obviously I'm not doing it right now in the video, I'm doing it in a second in editing, and it's all very complicated. It's not complicated. Basically, you should see the first two cards up on the screen that we are using for my playing cards. I mentioned last week that I'm doing a series of dinosaur and prehistoric creature based playing cards, and I think a few people didn't really believe me. It's the kind of thing people say and the kind of thing people want to do and never really do, but you know what, we're bloody well doing it. So you can see the first two cards up there, Acrocanthosaurus and Cryolophosaurus. The Cryolophosaurus has a little bit more artistic license with it. That's not actually the Acrocanthosaurus, that's the final image. With the Cryolophosaurus, I've gone back to the artist and I've asked them to bulk up the head a little bit and make it look a little bit more like what we consider a Cryolophosaurus to look like. But it's got the basic shape and everything's correct. The wrist is a bit more bent than it should be, but it's a nice dynamic pose. And I'm trying to kind of flirt between this line of really accurate and beautiful to look at, you know? They can't just be hyper realistic if I can't put them in exciting poses and make exciting images from them, so we're kind of having to do a little bit of both. Let's go find some food. I'm a little bit starving. Anything around? Hep, hep, hep. Gallimagus. There. Okay. Go this way. Sprint a little bit and crouch and crawl. Okay, so I don't really need anything more. I still need a name for the cards. I'm considering something like 5 billion BC or whatever. Like, find a time range. I could call them just Jurassic cards or something that's a bit boring. Think something about Pangea playing cards, something like that. But I want something that pops a little bit, and it can't be dinosaur based, it has to be prehistoric creature based, and I'm still considering names, but that's not really an issue for months yet. I heard another galley. Galley. Oi. No. Anyway, so they're being worked on. I did have an idea. I'm going to tell you guys now, this is like a secret, only for people who watched the Stomping blog. The biggest dinosaur, the king, I think we're going to use the Spinosaurus. I've had a bit of a plan. The idea was, I said I wanted to do things like the T-Rex, because the T-Rex is very popular, and although I don't want to just use popular dinosaurs, I do need a couple in there to make it more exciting for the muggles. But my new idea is basically use a Spinosaurus, Cryolophosaurus, Acrocanthosaurus, and something else that I've forgotten, but I did have. Oh no! Why is it not working? Shield! Shield! No! Oh! Well, there goes my 137 expertise. Fan-fricking-tastic. All because I was a little bit hungry. Bugger. Right. So yeah, the idea is Spinosaurus, Cryolophosaurus, Acrocanthosaurus, and another as yet to be determined dinosaur, which I did actually determine, but I completely forgotten, so I'm going to have to invent another one. Maybe something smaller, maybe something else raptor-sized, maybe something with some feathers, because at the moment none of them have feathers. Anyways, those three, something else, and the problem is, right, we're doing 4 suits, so we're doing carnivorous dinosaurs, herbivorous dinosaurs, Ice Age creatures and flying / aquatic creatures in 4 different sets. And that's the idea still, but what I'm going to do for the Jokers is 2 fight scenes. So the first one is going to be like Triceratops versus a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So the T-Rex is still going to be in there, but it's going to be on the Joker card, and it's going to be a fight scene. So I think that'll entertain the Muggles and us and everything. That'll be nice. That's going to be nice. That's the plan. So you've seen the cards, and that's about it for that. Do I have anything else to talk about? This is the Stomping Vlog. If you watched last week's episode, or in particular the Ramble episode of the Stomping Land, you'll know pretty much what you're going to get out of this. What's the channel doing? What am I doing? I don't know. I'm seeing my accountant tomorrow. I still have an accountant. It's horrible. I disgust myself in many ways, but I do have an accountant now. I'm going to go say hi to him. Got a lot of things to sort out. Oh yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Basically, I'm moving out in about 18 days. If I've worked that out right. It's about 18 days. I move flat. I move into central Manchester on my own. First time I've ever lived on my own in my life. Very excited. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm moving out. Basically, the internet at the flat I'm moving to does not exist. I have to get there, and I have to set up internet. Get in touch with Sky or Virgin or whoever, or BT, whoever I decide to go with. Get them to come over and do some internet-y stuff. I mean, I don't know if the capability's already there. Maybe I can just buy a router and I'll be fine, but I've not really sorted that out yet. Basically, I'm probably not going to have internet for at least a week, maybe 2. I know everyone's screaming in unison, like, how are you going to survive? You know what? I don't have a bloody clue, but I have to. So, no internet. So that means I won't be able to come onto YouTube and stuff. However, I am going to try my very best over the next couple of weeks, which are relatively free. I'm going to try super duper hard to shield, spear, bow. Cool. I'm going to try super duper hard to get lots of content pre-recorded. It's not going to be 3 episodes a day like I've been trying to do lately, but a lot of content pre-recorded so you guys have something to watch while I am away. And let's go find some food. Dun 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 dun. Alright, Gallimimus, you won't kill me. Oh, there's a bloody sticky Moloch right next to you. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Come here, you. Ha. No! I'm gonna cry. Oh, it came back. That's nice, isn't it? Or was that sticky? Okay, and sticky. We're gonna take them both. This is hero time, ladies and gentlemen. Time for heroes. Or just run away, that's fine too. Can't see behind the bush, but it's making me very nervous. Hello? I think I'm okay. Okay, let's get the food. What was I talking about? Yeah, so I'm moving out, moving to a flat. No internet for a bit. I'm going to try to pre-record, but no promises. But I promise as soon as I'm back, I'll do like a little tour of the flat, which is really, it's a really nice little flat. And okay, we're gonna go for it. Oh, for God's sake, they always just run away from me. So rude. And anyways, as soon as I've got internet back, all will be back to normal. And then for the next year, stuff should be relatively back to normal. My plan for the coming year, basically, I'm still intending to go to med school. That's going to be next year instead. I'm going to Tanzania for a couple of weeks to do a med school program thing where I help out sort of, I was going to say disenfranchised, but that's not really the right word. Unlucky people. Let's just go with unlucky. People with less access to medicine and stuff. So I'm going to be going around and shadowing a few doctors and trying to help out how I can over in Tanzania. Then I'm going to Asia for a month, and then I'm going to Costa Rica. But other than that, that is pretty much all I've got in terms of plans for the coming year. I mean, it sounds like a lot of plans, but 99% of my year is going to be spent in my little flat recording videos for you lovely folks at home. So there's going to be lots of stuff. Now, in the next few days, I'm going to do a paint my life or draw my life or whatever they're called. I don't have a actually I do have a whiteboard, but I don't have any pens for the whiteboard. I've got no idea how people film the whiteboard. No idea how people do it, so I'm not going to. I'm going to do it on my PC. I'm going to do it on Photoshop. I'm going to do one of those. I'm going to talk about a few things, but I want to touch briefly on it now. I was watching Trumps, which is a hilarious name if you happen to be British, but I'm sure it's not if you're from anywhere else on the planet. Trump's, you know, the Hearthstone player. I was watching his paint my life thingamajiggy, and he mentioned something about this being his life now. You know, this is what he wants to do for the rest of his life. He's going to go off and wants to commentate on games and be a director and all this stuff for the rest of his life, and that's what he's passionate about, and he thinks he can do that forever. And you know what my main feeling was? It was just envy, because I don't think I can do it. I'd love to, guys. I really, really would. Look, this little flat I've got in Manchester, these playing cards, everything I'm doing is only because of this channel, and it's such an easy thing to say, but it's completely and utterly true. If I didn't have this channel, I would be going and living home in Formby, bored for a year. Literally, I'd be doing nothing with my time. It would be horrible. But thanks to this channel, I can have an accountant for a start. I can get a flat, I can do some playing cards, I can play games for a living, which is awesome, not something that many people get to do. Very, very lucky. But I'm still trying to think 5-10 years down the line, and I wish I could. I wish I could just throw it to the world and say, you know what, screw you, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to travel and play games for the rest of my life. Screw you, world, because that sounds awesome. It really does. It sounds like the greatest thing in human history. But I can't help but being cynical and thinking that give it a few years and that's maybe not how life works. You know, this isn't going to last forever. When I'm 40, am I going to be sitting here playing dinosaur games on YouTube? God, I hope so, but maybe that's not how life works. So personally, I do feel the need to go and have like a standby plan, so we're doing a few med school interviews. I know medicine should be like a standby plan, but it is, that's just the way it is. Oh god, okay, what am I on about? So yeah, the channel, what we're doing at the moment, we're playing Dino Crisis, we are finishing off Safari, doing Stomping Land. As soon as Stomping Land updates, I'm going to start doing episodes on it again until I've seen all the new content again, you know. Stomping Land's by no means a dead series, it's just there's nothing to do except to bolus somebody and put them in a cage, which I am tempted to do a video on. But other than that, there's literally nothing for me to do. It's incredible. So we're just waiting on, let's go to that torch. I can't imagine it's the sneakiest thing in the world. So that's pretty, oh, bloody sticky somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Cheeky little goose. Nope. Okay, we're gonna go down to the beach. Let's go get away. There's always dinosaurs by the beach. In the words of Alan Grant or something. What was I on about? Life? Something about the oh yeah, Dino Crisis Safari. I've got like 4 more games lined up. I hate this. This bugs the hell out of me. I've got like 4 more games lined up for when either of those two end. Safari's gonna end probably in the next week, depending on how many episodes I do. And got quite a few little side videos planned as well, including the life thing. I want to get back into live streaming. It's not dead, it's just I've been super busy. I actually get my results, as in my university results, in, as of right now, about 19 hours, something like that. And it's a strange feeling, this, because I'm going to explain something again. This is going to be in the About My Life video, but I'm going to explain something and sound really cocky for a second. In high school, in primary school and stuff, I was typically the bright one. I've always been fairly intelligent and kind of no, it's not how it's meant to work. Kind of a step above everyone else. That's just the way it is. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend otherwise. You know, I did all the competitions for the school and all this kind of malarkey. It was all a bunch of rubbish, really, but that's the way it was. And then it got to university, and it got to college, and it got to late high school, and you know what? I just got bored. I got so bored with the work, so I stopped doing it. Completely stopped. And since then, I've never really walked. I mean, I've always passed, I've always got through, I've always got decent marks, but I've never really excelled. It wasn't until this year when I really decided I wanted to do medicine that I thought, you know what, maybe let's do a little bit of work for once in my life. Let's consider it. And the same with the channel. For 2 years, okay, I plodded along, made a few videos and stuff, but there's never really been this concerted effort to really push through and be awesome at life and stuff. And that's what I'm trying now. I'm not sure if it's working, but one day it might. And this is the first time this year, these exams I did in April, I want to say April, it's the first time in my entire life, I think, that I've walked out of an exam feeling literally confident. There's 4 exams, and I felt good, and it's terrifying, because if I haven't done well, and it is a possibility, people are going to post, because you're all lovely, disgustingly nice human beings, people are going to post and be all, oh, I bet you've done really well, BestInSlot, blah, 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 blah. And the fact is, I might have done, but I might not have done. I might have failed catastrophically. And it's going to have huge ramifications on the rest of my life, and I'm well aware of them. So, for the first time ever in my life, because I'm not a nervous kind of guy, I'm nervous about exam results because I think I've done well. Usually I walk out thinking, it was alright, so if I do alright I don't really care. This time I think I've done well, so if I've done any less than well, I'm going to be a little downtrodden about it. Now there is a caveat to that. There's this one particular module, a biochemistry module, that I hate with the passion of 1,000 burning suns. I love dinosaurs as much as I hate this module. It is put on this earth to make me upset, basically, to make me not want to go to university. That's why this module exists. People will tell you differently. People will say, oh, I love biochemistry. No, it's a lie. It's all a fabrication. They're all put there to make me seem silly. But no. Biochemistry is a horrible, horrible subject. Anyways, I did a biochemistry module in my second year. And due to my hatred of it and stuff, I didn't really turn up. It was a stupid thing to do. Always turn up to your lectures. I'm serious. Just turn up to your lectures, you'll pass university. Turning up is like the minimum you need to do to pass. If you turn up, you'll pass. It sounds silly, but it's true. But I didn't pass because I didn't turn up, and my attendance was so low that didn't let me resit the module. I had to do it again this year. So this year I've done a second year module, along with all my third year modules, including the follow-up module to my second year module. So I did year 3 biochemistry this year, not through choice, obviously. But there's a third year, all my modules mandatory, because it's like an accredited course that lets you go off and be a biomedical scientist. This is what I do, by the way. A lot of people, I see a lot of comments about what I do, and I don't think many people know. I did biomedical science, there we go. So it's an accredited course. If I want to go work in a biomed lab after this, I could. But because of that, you have to have done every module, because you need to make sure you've got the whole range of knowledge necessary. And the thing is, I've passed the third year module for that course. I've passed my biochemistry module. There we go, that's the word. I've passed my biochemistry module for year 3, but I'm still sitting the one from year 2. The one from year 3 is a shorter module. And I'm terrified that I failed it again, because I don't know what happens. I don't know what I do with my life. I don't know if I have to resit the whole module. I don't know what my attendance is like. I don't know if they'll let me resit the exam. I don't know if they'll just say, you know what, you passed the year 3 module. Do we care? I suspect they're not going to say that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm less nervous about my real... The thing is, it's only my year 3 results that count. So whatever I get doesn't really matter, but you have to pass every module. So I'm in a strange area where I'm not really worried about my year 3 results, because I do think I've done well, and my dissertation is phenomenal. I'm just putting this out there. It's a beautiful piece of work. It's a histological investigation into the Dugesia trigonia flatworm. Looking for GAT1, GAT2, GAT3, which is gamma abinotrionic, I don't know how you pronounce that anymore, acid. It's essentially a sort of neurotransmitter for your parasympathetic nervous system. So I'm trying to prove that this nervous impulse kind of exists. Failed absolutely, but the fact that I didn't prove anything doesn't really matter. It's all about how well your dissertation is written and if you know why it failed. And I know why it failed. Anyways, dissertation, beautiful piece of work. I'm pretty sure it's a first. Other exams went pretty well by and large, probably 2 1s and firsts across the board. The second year resit exam, spectacularly bad. Got results back from coursework for my second year resit, got 18%. Don't know how, thought I did really well. Suspect it's a teaching malfunction more than anything else, because a lot of people got 18s or fails, and there's a lot of 18s, very specifically 18s. So I suspect basically the teachers did not correctly inform us as to what we were writing, and a lot of people went in with the wrong ideas and therefore wrote the wrong thing. That's my excuse anyway. So I think I've done well. I think if you just ignored everything else, I think I'd walk out with a decent 2-1 / possibly a first because of my dissertation, which is worth 33% of my entire grade. But that second year module, guys, it's hanging over my head, and for the next 17 hours I'm not sleeping because that's all I'm thinking of. I don't know what, I could go into the wild, but I don't really know what to find. It's all I'm thinking of. Have I passed? And it's no point worrying it. I always say this, people are dead worried for exams, and the fact is, if you know your stuff, you've got no reason to worry. If you don't know your stuff, you're not going to cram it in the end anyway. You know, just accept where you are. Worrying doesn't really achieve anything ever. That's beautiful. So why not just chill and get on with your life, you know? There's no point worrying. If anything, worrying is going to lower your grade, because you'll be dead panicked and stuff. So just chill, deep breath, stick some nice music on, and then go into your exam and knock it out of the park, you know? Do your stuff. And people worry too much about exams. At the end of the day, you're going to do what you're going to do. People worry too much about life. How many things... What does worrying ever achieve? Ever. Really. Ever. Nothing. Ever. So don't worry. That's my advice. I can say that, because like this weekend is the first time I've been worried for about 20 years. I was a worrisome little child, I tell you. Anyways, so that's my life right now. That's all my life right now. Waiting for these exam results, accountant, 2 weeks of nothingness, graduation, hopefully, if I pass this module. And then I move to my flat and then quit. I officially quit YouTube. I'm going home. I don't even know where home is. I am home. God damn it. Oh, why? I could have jumped that. I literally could have fallen headfirst off that rock and survived that fall. Literally would not have died in that situation. Me. I'm not a specimen of peak physical fitness. And I would have survived. I swear to God. Anyways, okay. So yeah, then flat and planning a few trips away. Got to do some work experience. Hopefully get into med school next year. And in terms of the channel, where does the channel fit and all that? Well, for next year at least, it's definitely running. And I suspect it's going to have to pay for my med school degree. So for the next 5 years at least, it's running. So there you go. That's a nice guarantee. I'll be here for 5 more years at a minimum. At an absolute minimum, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually really excited. My goal at the start of this year, when I first looked at this year and where I was and stuff, because things started to pick up this year. This is the first year things have really started, and I want to say this to all of you out there who've got your own little YouTube channels. I know loads and loads of you do. Keep going, seriously, because for pretty much 2 years I was wandering around in relative obscurity, and I still am, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to pretend I've made it or anything, but the channel's definitely started to grow. You just need to keep going. If you stop, you don't get anywhere ever. So why not keep going? If you're doing it fair, if you're doing it to be popular, if you're doing it to make money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You know, again, this channel has been running for about 2.5 years now, and for the first 2 years, I didn't make a dime really. I wouldn't make a dime anyway because I'm not in America, but that's very much beside the point. Yeah, if you're doing it for money, if you're doing it for popularity, you're in it for the wrong reasons. And don't get me wrong, now that it's hit that point where I do make a little bit of money from it, I have started to rely on the income somewhat, and it's helping me. It's opening channels for me, which I wouldn't have otherwise. But it's definitely not why I got into it for the first place, because at the end of the day, again, I did it for 2 years and got absolutely nowhere. And it's going to happen to so many people. And I see so many people on my on my MCN, my partner network, who have no idea what they're getting themselves into, and they think because they've been knocking around for 6 months they deserve to be making a fortune. And you know what? It's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. It's not how it works for anybody. Okay, it's how it works for some people, but those people are called silly people. I didn't mean to use 5 stone, I was meant to use 2 stone. So we need 5 wood. Either way, if it can work for you and it gets to the point where you can do it for your living and you can do what you love and people are happy with it and stuff, that is a fantastic feeling. But it's not something you should ever go in expecting. And I didn't for the longest time, and then this year things started to pick up a little bit, and my goal, like I was saying at the start of this conversation, and again I've just prattled on needlessly, my goal at the start of this year was to get 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That was the target. And at the start of this year, I was only on, let's think about it, January, February, March, April, May, June. It's been 6 months, I was saying all that. Defense, defense, defense. Bloody Nora. Let's say I was on probably about 20,000 subscribers at the start of this year. Something like that. 20,000 subscribers in 2 years. I've then gone up another 50 or so since then. Probably more about 25, 30 actually. But I've over doubled in 6 months compared to the first 2 years, and that's how it happens. That's always how it happens. YouTube growth is exponential. And not exponential in a way that people usually use the word exponential to mean lots and lots. I mean, each potential view and subscriber and stuff leads to another potential view and subscriber. So your rate tends to grow over time by a bigger amount, which is what exponential means. Unless I've completely forgotten what exponential means and I sound like an idiot. I just want to say don't give up, right? If it is what you want to do, if it's really what you want to do, you've got to be willing to give up the time. You've got to be willing to give up hours and hours and hours and hours over and over and over and over and over again. You've got to be prepared to think about nothing but YouTube, pretty much, because I do. It sounds crazy, but, and I never really realised until the other day, this channel dominates my life. And it sounds really sad, but because I really want it to do well, and because I love doing it, it really means that much to me, and you guys are awesome and comment all the time, and you're really vocal on what you want, and you love dinosaurs and stuff, and it's all awesome stuff. Because of that, it never leaves my mind. You know, it's 5 in the morning, I'm here recording bloody Stomping blog instead of sleeping like a regular human being. It's, I'm always thinking about what's the next series I can do. Is there any sort of little standalone videos I can do? When am I next going to have time to edit? Do I have to pre-record so-and-so? That is a very nice little silhouette after sticky against the backdrop. Lovely. Do I have to pre-record for going away for a few days or something, because you don't want to miss a few days of content, because God knows it could make a difference. It dominates your thought process. It does, and I pretty much guarantee you could ask any other YouTuber, anyone else who does it pretty much for a living at this point, and they would say exactly the same thing. It just absorbs your life, and that's really bad and really good at the same time. You got to give it your heart and soul, and I think if you're not willing to do that, you're probably not in the right profession anyway. Personal opinion, I don't know. I'm sure for some people it's mechanical, but I don't think I could mechanically prattle on, and I don't think I'd be so confident in my very, very weird subscribers that you'd all sit here and listen to me prattle on anyway about my degree for some reason. No. If you have any questions, by the way, I was meant to do this last week. For those of you who have made it this far in the video, I'm going to put a little note at the start as well, because I suspect a few people won't at least. Average view time of video, something like 6 minutes. If you want to make this into a Q&A, I'm happy with that as well. If you want to post any questions down in the comments, I'm happy to field them and sort them out next week. It's a lot easier than doing it in a stream, so all you do is leave your questions, like we did on Monday Road Trip, and next week... Actually, tell you what, don't just post your questions in a comment. I'm going to post like a comment of my own, and what I want you to do is all reply to it. So that way, if you want to leave a regular comment going, BestInSlot, you so weird, LOL, you can do that. But if you want to leave a question for next week, you can reply to this certain thread, and it'll make it a lot easier for me to kind of pick them all out and just use those questions. Cool beans. Anything at all. About anything in the world. Maybe not anything in the world. Let's keep... anything PG-13, relatively PG-13. These are late night episodes. This is late night with BestInSlot, right? It doesn't have to be that PG-13. If you want to ask how to efficiently murder a badger, then well, I won't be able to tell you. But you can ask if you want. I wouldn't know the answer, but we can try. Don't kill a badger. Why would you want to kill a badger? What's wrong with you people? Badgers are lovely. Anyways, so that's my life and my YouTube, my degree, biomedical science. It's fun, it's not, it's strange. It's, I'm not passionate about biomedical science specifically. I love the idea of medicine, and I think it's perfect for me. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. And a lot of people question why I'm doing it, and I just think, I just want that challenge. That's why I got bored. I don't feel challenged often enough, and I want that daily challenge, and knowing, you know what I do really, I could kill somebody. I need that. I think I need that responsibility. I know it's a strange thing to say, but that's the way it is. And what was I on about? Biomedical science really doesn't have that. I mean, I'm pretty handy in the lab. I'm good at lab work, which I think bodes well for being a doctor and such things, but lab work can get quite repetitive, and if you're doing biomedical science, there's a lot of repetitive lab work in there, which is something I'm trying to avoid. I'm well aware that I'm just jumping back and forth in pretty much exactly the same pattern, so I'm going to go ahead and let's head down to the beach. Let's go get away. With bitches like me are hard to come by. I literally know that line of the song because of a 6-year-old girl singing it on some video. Because bitches like her are hard to come by. Yeah. Okay, so this is the plan, right? Pay attention, class, to quote Violet, teacher of Half Zone. Pay attention, class. That's awful. That's meant to be a female voice. Pay attention, class. I can't do this. Pay attention, class. There you go. There's your female voice. Basically, did any of you actually hear what I said? Pay attention, class. Class. There we go. So this is nice. Oh, boy. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Okay. So I've got 2 plans, right? I'm going to post one comment saying ask questions in here, and another which is going to be like a topic. So if there's anything, a broader subject you'd like to be discussed, not necessarily like a question, but something like religion or anything like, I mean, I know we've touched on religion already anyway. Religion and stuff like that, it's like a broader topic, then maybe leave that as a separate comment thread. I don't know, I'll decide later. Thread, not Fred. Thread. Speaking of Fred, I'm gutted that Brazil beat Chile. I'm really, really gutted. Chile, as people keep calling it. I'm going to keep calling it Chile. Chile, phenomenal team, and I've got Sanchez, who I'm really hoping comes to Liverpool, and I didn't want them to go out, and Brazil are stupid. That's about all I've got on that. Football's, I could prattle on for years about football, so let's not go there quite yet. Food! Running around doing absolutely nothing is apparently hungry work, ladies and gentlemen, it's hungry work. Okay, let's wrap up. You've seen the cards. Some of you finally know what degree I do. I'm moving, so there might be a week or so without content. I can't really promise I'll manage to pre-record enough. I'm going to try to get at least a week's done, which is, 21 videos, essentially, maybe 14 videos, but that's on top of all the regular content. It's a lot of time and effort, and not that I'm not willing to do it, it's just life exists, unfortunately. Damn you, life! I literally did like an angry fist pump thing there. Yeah, I know you can't see it, but one day you will see the angry fist pump. Anyways. What's that voice off? It's off something. Anyways. No idea. What was I talking about again? Butter? It's never butter. No, we never talk about butter. We talk about butter more. Not a big fan of butter. And that's a weird thing to not be a fan of, but I'm not really a fan of butter. Wait, it's all margarine. It's not like I just like margarine a lot and hate butter. No, I just don't like both. Strange times these. Strange times. So. I can't promise... Bloody Nora. I can't promise there definitely will be content for all the time. If the internet takes 2-3 weeks to set up, there definitely won't be content for those latter few weeks. What I might do is do some video vlogs on my phone, post them to YouTube through my phone and use my mobile internet, I guess. That's probably about the only solution I've got, unfortunately. But you'll just have to survive. I'm going to do what I can, and I'm going to... Hopefully... I'm going to talk to people who live there now, find out what internet provider they've been using, and see if I can kind of get that all set up really easily. But there's no guarantee either way. I'm hopeful. I don't think I could do much more than a week without internet. I did 2 weeks last summer, and I think it broke me irrevocably inside. I watched season 7 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is the only one I had downloaded. I watched season 7 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia 6 times. Literally 6 times. So, what I'm going to do before I go is download so disgusting amounts of television. I'm going to abuse the free internet that we have here. I'm going to cram my hard drive full of films and TV. I will not die of boredom. I will stand strong, like the eagle that flies instead of standing. But still. So that's the plan. How are you guys? Everyone okay? I should have asked that at the start, really, shouldn't I? Call it, blame it on sleep deprivation, I guess. The thing is, I'm not even sleep deprivated. It's strange. Yesterday, I got up at 9 in the morning, and then proceeded to go to sleep at 9 in the morning, like 24 hours later. It's not like I didn't try to sleep, I tried, I just couldn't do it. If it's exam pressure weighing on me for the first time in my life, that might be it, because it's a very confusing time for me that I'm not used to in the slightest. It's a whole new range of emotions. I'm becoming human. It's disturbing. So, I don't really know why. There's something inherently wrong with me in terms of sleeping. There always has been. I do think I've got a mild case of insomnia, but... Who's going to trust the doctor, eh? I'll diagnose myself in 7 years. That's the plan. That's the plan of attack. I don't know why I'm doing this, because none of this is going to be here when I come back on. We are going to end it here, because 26, that means I've been talking for at least 13 minutes since I came back the second time. I'm going to guess about 25 to 30 total, which is enough considering I've talked about nothing in particular. If you have questions would help. Questions would stop me prattling on needlessly. Questions and general categories for me to discuss would be fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Please do leave them in the comments. Please do like and subscribe. I suspect you've already all subscribed if you're here with me at this point, but do like. A like takes nothing out. Dead easy to do, but it really, really does help. I know it sounds strange, but basically YouTube's algorithms looks at all that kind of jazz. They look at likes and comments, even dislikes, I believe, leads to more views on a video. I'm not suggesting you dislike the video. I'm just saying. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, I really do mean it. The people who stay for these videos are the crazy people. Some people come onto the channel, perfectly nice people, and they're here for a couple of specific series or something like that, and that's fine, that's the way it is. And some of you are here because you're mental, and you're the cool ones, okay? You're the cool ones. Just making sure you know. Cheers, much love, and as always, bye-bye.